would say.
And okay, we can continue now.
Went very smoothly from Neil to Zeus. And that's perfectly fine.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. Game 3. Let's have a little bit of a look at it after that. Well, they won the coin toss, so as always for Game 3 we do a coin toss to see, and as per norm I hit the first coin on the floor, that happened, but the second one was good.
If you were wondering why Syndrome said fuck,
Yeah,
it's because the coin toss was god-awful.
I actually do real coin tosses, I just wanted to point it out. So Rox chose first pick because they won the coin toss, and Alliance chose Dire. Actually kind of surprised that rox.KIS prioritized the first pick, which is something we haven't really seen that much in this tournament.
Radiant team pick
Has been getting more love, and actually Radiant in some games got more love as well, but I think first pick is kind of the thing we've, at least over the least teams prioritized. But rox.KIS wanted it. They're gonna get Invoker after banning out Lone Druid and Bloodseeker against Alliance. Whereas Alliance again banning the Abaddon and Slark this time around, which BZZ played amazingly. Good game on how to play the Slark, so.
Available. He's awesome.
These heroes that got through the pool. So in the first 2 games, rox.KIS were banning top tier. This time they're not, and that means Alliance get Bad Rider. This is like this is how a Captain's Mode game could start out in the first 3 picks. Just saying.
Pick these days. Timbersoft's still available, and the Lifestealer, which rox.KIS picks up, and they're gonna take Disruptor, which, if used correctly, could be a deadly combination with pretty much anybody, just glimpsing them back. I think Glimpse is rankings because they're just completely wrong, and I just say that about everything. To me, everything's a top 10, but honestly, Glimpse,
Bounty Hunter,
non-ultimate skill in the game. It is so insane, but of course, if he's playing support, it may not get leveled up to the degree that it needs to become as broken as it really is, and Bounty Hunter's getting picked up by Alliance.
Glimpse is really good against Bad Rider. I believe I said this in a previous game we cast in this tournament when Bad Rider was picked by a team as well and Disruptor was on the other side. Especially if you can predict Bad Rider's movement, so you almost precast it before he blinks in for the initiation. He gets the lasso off for a millisecond and then he gets glimpsed back, and then he's just wasted his opportunity. You also have Static Storm against the Bad Rider. If you need the really instant cast when he blinks in, you can Static Storm the ground on top of your target, and Bad Rider is kind of screwed if he doesn't have a Force Staff. I think I mentioned this the last time too. This hero is really great for pushing, because if you suddenly show up at a tower with your team and you start pushing the tower by 1, unless if they have a BKB on that hero, you just glimpse him away when he TPs in, and there's kind of all about it. That's what makes it really crazy, is Morphling.
We've been seeing this hero a bit more in Captain's Mode, which I haven't seen any of the actual games.
Hey, really have. I think he's gone through the pool quite a few times in our tournament as well, when nobody just... but this time around, he's definitely going to be the choice of Alliance. So they're going to be missing a support as their last pick, which I'm sure rox.KIS realize at this point. They probably can't run a that good aggressive trial lane, so I wouldn't be surprised to see rox.KIS going for an Enigma here, who is really good for 4. Oh, okay, never mind.
But nobody can jungle with an axe.
Rox can afford to run a jungler, because Alliance will not run an aggressive trial lane, I think. They can potentially do it, but it's still a very unusual one, so they could jungle with an axe or an Enigma.
4 core heroes, ugh. My goodness.
The same way, so...
Greedy.
This game... rox.KIS's draft. I just feel like the lineup has so much synergy. If he has that, or with the Tide Blink, they Lifestealer into either of those vessels. They have the teamfight follow-up with Invoker and Disruptor. They have good lanes, and in late game, they are... I think if we go to late game, I'm favoring Alliance, but I think this game is going to be one that's really explosive around the 10 to 15 minute mark. When every hero on rox.KIS has their ultimate, I think they just want to fight Alliance all the time, I think. Because Alliance's teamfight is way less flexible. They're really reliant on hitting a black hole if they want to take these kind of mass scale engagements, whereas rox.KIS have many ways of going in. Tornado, Ravage, even Axe. This is going to be sick, I think, this game.
Yep. Before we do any more theory crafting with these hero compositions, but is it possible? Okay, I was gonna say, is it possible that? Never mind. We'll just talk about. Because you can do alliance, unless you really want to do the opposites, and it's really up to you, bro. Gallblack playing the axe. We have Admiral. Oh, that's Admiral Bulldog is playing the bounty hunter. He's gonna be.
Both at once.
I know, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's anytime Admiral Bulldong's name is there, I just have to say it for some reason. BZZ on the Lifestealer carry. Yol playing the support Disruptor.
Alright, okay.
Solo playing the solo Invoker in mid, who doesn't have our set, how dare he? And Sedoy on the Tidehunter off lane.
We have Mr. Dong in the bot lane on the Bounty Hunter. We have S4 on the bot lane mid. Ake will be playing jungling Enigma. Loda on the Morphling. And then finally EGM on AA. EGM playing AA earlier in this tournament, his Ice Blasts were on point. I feel like EGM is one of those players who is really good at accuracy. It's why his Mirana was amazing earlier in the tournament. His AA was great. Last game, his Shaker, all the fissures were on point. Like, he's just really good at hitting it correctly. So this is, to me, one of the best heroes you can give EGM because he's just not going to miss those Ice Blasts. How often do we see Ake playing Enigma? I feel like it's his least played jungler.
Pick from, as far as junglers are concerned.
Hero, I think, or something like that. I'm not questioning the pick. That was only Axe, but rox.KIS took that before them. Else Alliance might have actually taken that for Ake, which I think these days he plays Axe more than he plays Enigma. Younger there is, but there's just something that tells me that Ake's Enigma is really one we don't see that frequently.
He is an amazing jungler in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's very good. But I think just saying that he plays more Axe than Enigma, I feel like everybody plays more Axe than Enigma these days. And oh god, okay. Aghanim Scepter last game galore. We need an Aghanims on freaking Enigma, man. It sounds so good in theory, but of course that just means that you're delaying other amazing items like a Blink Dagger as Sedoy doing a little bit of damage to EGM at top.
To me, it's a good fourth or fifth item.
Actually, he's gonna get. Oh my god, he's gonna go down now because Loda's arms are too short. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more of a luxury item, but I just want to see it, Cinder. Is that so wrong?
I think that's one of the heroes we've seen Axe picked up on the least.
As well.
Or did they come like the same time? I think Tinker's came after. Tinker's came after, I'm sure, actually.
That's kind of weird.
I think it's so cool, the one on Tinker. I think it's a matter of time before more teams start picking it, especially if you're playing like a push strategy where you can just keep vision of the enemy team and you can spam those rockets on 4 targets. It's sick. Teams favor the Dagon or the Hex, just for the... It's better for skirmishing, basically.
I don't know why the hell we're talking about Tinker now, but just based on his ultimate alone, it just seems like there's so many better items to get, you know, but in certain situations, it would be fun to see that. For sure.
As far as Enigma goes, I think I would say the Ag Scepter and Enigma would probably be my choice after. If I'm getting the mech for the team, then mech, BKB, Blink. Mostly you will see Enigmas either get Hex or a Pressure Orb at that point, because that's also just amazing on the hero. This is a standard.
So annoying.
Oh yeah, that's a sick combo.
Goodness.
That's true.
Of sticky napalm on Invoker. He doesn't give one crap about it, because his Forge Spirit's just helping him.
Should. Not right now.
He's fine. compared to the Tidehunter, who's also level 3, just a little bit higher though. He'll doing a decent job of forcing him out of lane. Of course, this ward's gonna prevent some jungling from Gallblack, who's just gonna be spamming Battle Hunger in this mid lane, trying to help Invoker win.
Trouble here.
Playing the Forge Spirit, along with the Battle Hunger. Oh! Nice dodge of the Sunstrike. He's gonna pop his Firefly. Is this gonna be enough? Yes, it is. The last hit for Invoker.
As indeed I am first in everything.
But too late. He's gonna pick up some XP as a result.
Getting here and sharing a bit of experience that's here, and might actually try for a go on solo right now.
Can Malefice go off? I don't think he's in range, so nothing's gonna happen. Could have been a kill.
Forge Spirit, thank you.
He ate it.
Make small blue men out of your red man.
Sure. Forge Spirits. That's what I want. That's very game-breaking change that needs to happen immediately. As P here, and at top lane, Sidoi still is about level 4.5, so he's definitely in the level advantage as far as the two offlaners are concerned. But it looks like it's about to make its debut. Magical enhancement, I'll call it, as Sidoi goes down. I couldn't think of the name. Let me think. We're finally working.
Enhancement?
Answer, which sounds like Viagra, but for magic. So that's what Ice Vortex is. It's Viagra for magical people.
Can cool down.
To go to a doctor if you spam 3 of them. That's for damn sure.
You've got a serious drug problem.
God, our casts are so awesome.
Yeah.
We've talked about
it's
freaking
very
political
educational
stuff.
too.
It is educational. People should know these things. Tidehunter about to hit level 5.
If they know them.
Should know these things.
Know them already.
Educating them.
Gotcha.
Disgusting.
Let's try to just stay friends and move on. And
Okay. I know you don't love me because you didn't say you loved me in the beginning. That's true.
what are you making of this early game right now? Let's just. I mean, the golden experience is pretty much in 0. Who's your favorite?
To get level 6 so he can actually start roaming here. He's going to disrupt Axe a bit, but of course Axe has already been way more helpful than Bulldog just because of the ganks mid and whatnot. I mean, it's a 1-to-1 tie at the moment for rox.KIS and Alliance. As I thought I missed a kill, I had a mini heart attack, Cinderin. You should know everything. You're the pro player, ex-pro player.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the next kill will be happening in the mid lane.
Okay. Bulldog roaming some more.
Why?
Looking for perhaps the courier kill, but the courier's not going to be there. He's going to surround Solo in mid. By the way,
Lane.
I'm watching
Gank
mid
is
lane.
about to
Thank you,
happen.
Cinderin. Thank you. The creeps are now going to tank the creeps. Or the tower. The Janata initiation. Cold snap though on S4. And there's the ice wall. And Bulldog taking a ton of damage. The tower is going to get the kill. No, the bottle charge is going to keep him alive. 5 charges though on Invoker. Should ensure the kill for S4. Aki lets him get the kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That
Beautiful.
plays Invoker, you're just like, team? Any TP there
Turned around for sure.
was
Yeah.
maybe 2 kills. That was so well played from Solo. He did everything correctly with the ice wall as well as the cold snap. They are going to go. Kill here.
To some degree, and it opens up for free farm, which, yeah.
Load end. We'll be getting them at roughly the
BZZ.
same time. I think BZZ got it a little bit earlier. They're almost tied on CS. So again, kind of an economy battle, which a little bit because their Enigma is getting more than the Axe, I guess. But apart from that, it's
Dire's middle tower is under
Vanguard too.
attack.
He's not doing too bad overall.
yeah. Boots.
Do it. They don't need boots. Barefoot, man. I don't see Exhort very often anymore, but it's fun to see, obviously, the Sunstrike capabilities. They don't have the best setup for it, though, other than Axe, which... Does he even have any? No, he has nothing in Berserker's Call, which isn't a surprise, considering he's in the jungle, but at some point when he initiates, that could set up potential Sunstrikes. Or just swapping some damage overall in Invoker.
Well, I think you have a really good point. Bulldog is just not doing that much. I feel like all his rotations and movement, he would have been better off to a large extent with just being in the bottom lane right now. That's free experience.
He just has to get there.
Everywhere, but he's trying to slow down Goblack. It hasn't really been that effective. Goblack is still almost level 7 at 8 minutes, which isn't perfect, but it's also not terrible. He's... oh wow, actually realized. Goblack was sneaking around. Goblack is keeping constant experience.
Yeah, he can't do much against... I mean, this is, I guess, for mid-engagement, but Axe just won't be killed by him.
He's just being annoying. He's really being annoying. I'm not sure how much this is worth it, because once... You know, like you said, he needs to get to level 6 at some point. And it's just not happening like this. It's taking too long. Glimpse mid.
Midst of things. The kinetic field will not hit, though. And S4 has Firefly. Should be able to get over this cliff in time. But of course, the Sunstrike! Oh, it's gonna hit, and the Battle Hunger will finish him off. That was barely in the AoE. But... And actually, Sidoi might be caught. He does not have his ultimate, mind you.
He's getting it now. He just got it.
He used to get out. Nope, they're actually just going to be content with the tower. Maybe the right choice.
A lot of damage. There is a glyph. They're going to be like, fair enough. We'll try to trade for a bit of damage mid, some bottom. And Alliance are committing a lot to this. Actually, never mind. They're going to go in.
Hit 2. I think they're going to clean up anybody. Enigma's going to use his black hole on the 2 that are there. And this is going to be a cleanup overall in Alliance's favor. And Yol is here. Pups the kinetic field. Is he going to be able to get out? Glimpse, of course, is available if you want to use Ake. Ake. Malefice. Goodbye. Triple kill for Loda. And for a hero like Morphling, getting a triple kill this early is enormous.
Because I think he hit Aki and Loda's Morphling, which is okay, but it went off before support was even there. So they have no way of bringing down Aki, and then they were suddenly stuck with 2 melee heroes against Enigma, and that only has one outcome. He gets it off perfectly, catching in them both, and... Tower, which rox.KIS could have totally chosen to do there. They TP'd in very late to try to contest it, and ended up giving 3 heroes away as well. A bit more than what they came for. I guess they're happy.
The trouble doesn't really know it yet. Bulldog just needs one Janata to slow him enough. Oh, here comes BZZ out of nowhere. S4, he's dusted, he's glimpsed. Kinetic field's not gonna hit, but
whosoever stands against
Mount. So a nice turnaround from rox.KIS, just completely baiting that.
From rox.KIS perfectly in position. Maybe they can get a tower here. Alliance are kind of far away. Loda does have a TP. Aki holds down. Level 6 in the top. I think it's too late. Yeah, the tower's gone. Nice try from Bulldog. Not getting the deny there. Pretty close. Turning, you know, the disadvantage they were at is pretty much 0 again. So this is anyone's game at the moment. And I think in this game, we're going to see Sidoi picking up the blink. He doesn't have as good of a start this time, and since the blink dagger changed, you can actually get that first lane.
Goodbye, Tidehunter. He will not go. Oh, Loda's actually backing up. There, he's finally seen. It's like, I'll just put the him off, bro. But of course, no, nothing in Kraken. Kraken Shell does not take off AA Blast though. So, as far as I'm aware, AA Blast is one of those few. It's kind of like Maledict, where it's some of the damage over time mechanics, like with an Aphotic Shield or something, but it will not be debuffed with any kind of purge.
The things that Kraken Shell does not work against. Tide isn't a hero we see that much anyway, but it's kind of a mechanic on its own, that skill. So, well, yeah, I try.
Okay.
Something we shouldn't forget. Now, I was saying before this game that at about 15 minutes, this was gonna... all hell was gonna break loose in this game because there are so many heroes that go crazy at 15 minutes. I'm just waiting for it right now. I'm waiting for the Tide to... Okay, never mind. He gave up on the Blink. He got a Bracer. Axe is getting the mech for his team together with the Vanguard. And... closing in on a 4-stack. So these items are coming up right now with Lifestealer drums as well.
He really needs that as well.
That's true. The Blink dagger and Battle Rider is really setting Alliance back right now. The lack of the Blink. Well as Aki having disconnect.
Connects. Oh boy. I wonder if they're gonna let him run as a result of this. I'm not sure.
Oh, never mind. S4's there. I couldn't see him. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure if they'll let him live on purpose because of this. He bought a TP. I think he bought a TP unless he had this earlier. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if.
Loda's TPing
GTP?
top, and then someone writes "say GGTP" on the minimap for Alliance. Or no, it's actually Bulldog TPing and Loda writing on the minimap. Never mind. I think right now the key items to keep an eye on are the mech on Enigma is an advantage Alliance have right now, and as far as the Radiant goes, they have the advantage in terms of AoE. They don't really have any items that set it up yet. That's the problem.
No, can you click on Invoker? His look at his items. It's like Witch Doctor's inventory. Yeah, just click on the little
hero?
spotlight thing to show.
It doesn't have any.
Are you on Invoker? Maybe it's a bug with his pod, but I'm seeing Witch Doctor items. What?
Did he play? No, he didn't play the Witch Doctor last game, so he can't do something
again?
like that. Yeah, there's some weird bugs with that every now and then. To finish off on my thoughts...
Like, he has a freaking Witch Doctor set on, for God's sake. How are you gonna play Invoker that way?
To finish off on my thoughts real quick, though. rox.KIS are behind half a mech, which they need to get, but if they get the initiation right... To me, for rox.KIS right now, it's about getting into the fight. Alliance, they don't really need to fight. I think... just with this developing and the way the farm is going and Loda being 4-0, they want to farm up his Lincolns with the Midas he has already first. He's gone for a greedy build, it's fine. Head on, because I think their teamfight is just flat out stronger unless they hit their combo really well on Alliance. But at the same time, rox.KIS don't have the means of forcing it yet. That's kind of their problem. They don't have the initiator. They don't have a Blink Dagger. So they can't even get Lifestealer into the fight either. And... with that, Alliance can just be content to farm for now. 4, which really will allow them to take some initiative.
And he's way closer getting a Blink than Tide or Axe at this point, so... I mean, I guess they could do a Nake's Bomb via Invoker if he goes into his Ghost Bomb. Not the most useful of initiations, obviously. Although he's playing the hard support, so it ain't gonna happen, but... we were talking about Aghanim Scepters and how good they are and how bad they are in certain heroes. I think it's very underrated. Disruptor Aghanim Scepter now that it basically makes it an AoE Doom for the most part. Now, I wish we could see that more as Invoker finally comes back. 1 minute, please. Excellent.
Good accent.
Thank you. But what do you think? I know it's been a while since that was changed, but what do you think of Disruptor Ags?
In the game for me. I think it's absolutely incredible. The only problem is you... on the hero, because of the nature of the hero being terrible at farming, generally playing the 5 role, not the 4 role, but generally playing the 5 role. And then you just don't prioritize gold on that. Played by a mid disruptor, it's much more frequent to see it picked up, but to me, what's great, it counters BKBs. As Alliance will, not like they will completely snipe him with everything they have.
Mind you.
But I think the Axe upgrade on Disruptor is amazing. Just if you have some sort of initiate, the fact that you can just lock the enemy targets from using BKB is insane in the mid-late game. And on top of that, it also disallows you from using other items like Force Staff, which often have a huge impact in the late game as well. I mean, you could say the same for every item, but there are just some items that tend to be much more useful.
I don't think you can Force Staff out of Kinetic Field. But if it's in that combination, right? But even without the Kinetic Field, they can't use it, obviously, so... as long as that ulti is up with the Aghanim Scepter, but... Aghanim Scepter upgrade for Sunspan, Cinder? I have like so many top 10 lists, it's awesome.
Yeah, and you don't know any of them.
I really don't. They're all good. Well, okay. Well, Tinker's is in top 10 for me, I'll say that.
We should start a bar.
A bar.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Our shots can be called Sunstrike. They can be based on the skills of the heroes. Sunstrike is like the most hardcore of them all.
Toasty.
Top lane? A lot of people think that's not toasty, by the way. They think it's, I think... Oh, you think that too?
Shattered my childhood dreams.
Combat, bro. AA Blast is gonna hit 3 here in the top lane, as Morphling gets the tower at bottom, Gallblack. With the rest of rox.KIS, and are they gonna actually push this top lane is the question. I mean, Alliance is spread out. No TP on Morphling.
100 gold from Mech on the Axe right now. This is like the worst possible time for them to fight. Axe is half HP, he doesn't have the Mech.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They kind of need to defend this bottom tier too. I think this is a really unfavorable trade for Rox if they don't go back right now. Because Bulldog has a DD, he's just mauling this tower with Loda. They're not even... There's the TP. After Aki already destroyed the mid tower with Eidolons. I think they could have responded to that faster.
Mid lane was taken out.
Just know this is coming.
Doi trying to bait it in. The glimpse? No. Was that a glimpse? Felt like, yeah, glimpse was used.
No, he moved 2 inches down. Like, not inches on the screen, but inches in the Dota world.
Okay, he's not going to be able to get stunned, so he will TP out just fine. And of course, you're... Yeah.
Millimeter? You're American, right? You don't do that.
Sorry, the...
Or something.
He moved... Oh, that's awesome. He moved an ounce. Is that how you look at the imperial system, Syndron? Is that how Europeans look at it? Okay.
No. I kind of know what you're saying and why, but yeah. For me to estimate as S4, this game is gonna hit so hard.
Gonna pop is the question, of course. Blink Dagger is actually on Batrider, but didn't want to go into the rest of the team, so probably a good choice as Mech is popped. And Enigma. The replicate, I should say. Where is it? Morphling's here.
Does Loda have a TP? Yeah, he does have a TP.
Hunger.
That's
this
a good
tower
target
should be
to battle
dead.
Hunger, but it's just gonna kill him. Still, rox.KIS are doing a really good job here at zoning out Alliance and effectively getting themselves a tier 1 tower for it. The question is if they're going to trade now.
Black getting Malefice, Sunstrike, they have absolutely nothing. There's the Ravage, it's going to hit 3 barely on the outside of that radius. As there's a Static Storm being used, Bulldog going to go down to the Culling Blade. A little bit of mana left thanks to the wand charge for Gallblack, but in the meantime, Hyper, or Loda, that's number 1, by the way. Loda going down. Getting Malefice again. They killed Hyper X, I can't believe it. It's too good. Glimpse into the kinetic field, Aki's done for. Or I should say Hyper X number 2 is done for. And this tier 2 tower is going to take a little bit of damage, if not go down, with 30-second cooldowns to the core heroes for Alliance.
Exactly what I was imagining would happen 5 minutes ago the fight broke out, that Alliance would just lose if they went and just face rushed into 5 heroes like they did there. But getting stronger. They hit a good Ice Blast to begin with, so the mech was already used, but they never got to use the Black Hole. rox.KIS just zoned them out really nicely with the Axe in particular in the front lines, and set up a favorable fight for themselves. Just very well done by them here, getting the tier 1 and tier 2 and 3 kills. Top lane a while ago, I think rox.KIS just got a good payback right there.
Of gold. He's only about 600 away from finishing that Blink Dagger, which will be enormous for him. S and Y finished on Lifestealer, so not going complete hard carry, just going for the speed overall. What do you think about that choice this game?
Since we still don't really have a vessel for him, so he's gonna, to a larger extent, rely on being able to move freely inside the fights himself instead of being set up. So with that in mind, I think it makes good sense. Having a little bit more tankability against arguably 3 things that are good against Lifestealer: Ice Blast, the Lasso, as well as Black Hole. On Yasha, but it also gives 16 strength, which is really makes a big difference. But I don't know if he's still... But I still think that would have been a good choice, and almost always is on Lifestealer.
Becomes very weird mechanical. A very weird mechanic as far as toggling it on and off. He will just shatter immediately without that rage. But Lincoln's is now finished on load. I don't know how long that's been done, but you know, it's done. That's the important thing. So, and of course, Morphling's one of those heroes. Pick up farm a bit more because you can spam your spells a little bit more overall. You can have a replicate up most of the time, which of course you're talking about. Glimpse is a great counter to that, of course. So they kill it. Okay. So it works in the same way
as hexes do, okay. And yeah, it's kind of... I'm not sure why it does. That, and then they just decided, okay, then that's how it's gonna work. Why in Dota 1 that would mechanically have happened, that Glimpse would not take the illusion back in time but just kill it, but perhaps it was a mechanical problem in Dota 1, then they just kept it as a feature in the skill. But it even says explicitly on the skill, instantly kills illusions, so it's definitely something that's... So, Rox.
Mid, but tier 2 bottom is taking the same amount from Batrider, all alone. And he does have a... Yes, he does have a TP, and of course the replicate is up for Loda, so doesn't have to worry too much. It's actually going to force a TP out. Power in mid lane, so not going to worry too much about that. I think they're just waiting. I mean, Enigma now has BKB, so it's a big pickup as AA Blast comes out.
Yo, so dead if he comes forward now. He might not even need to come forward, just a flame break or a track toss. Yep.
Come in, Godblack initiates theirs with the Lifestealer, but it's only on 1, so not important thing, but a little bit underwhelming overall.
That's it for them, seeing how much damage they took in the top tier 2 as well. Before they lost the bottom tower there, if they just forced away S4, I think that would have been a good trade. They got the tier 2 mid themselves, but they didn't really manage to secure their own half of the map as well. They did get the 2-2 bottom, but at the same time, if you're looking at the graphs, it's a really even game. 3k gold for Rox, 2k experience for Alliance. Really anyone can take it right now, so again, we have a scenario kind of like both the previous games where rox.KIS have a really good mid game. They need to execute and they need to initiate correctly. Now that they have a Blink Dagger on Axe and Tide, I'm favoring them in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Their initiation power is ruthless, and the only thing that can counter them is Aki with the BKB he got. They need to catch him out if they can. Then they're going to win the fight.
Okay, I was going to say, good. Loda going shotgun build, unless he's just going to casual Ghost Scepter for now. What do you think about that in combination with AA Ice Blast? That's just like an insta-give.
I think it's good if you're on a team and you want to kill targets and they die. I mean,
patronize me, Cinder. How dare you? What I meant was, instead of going like Manta, because usually a choice between going complete shotgun to start off, or going a little bit of a mix with HP and, or stats I should say, and a little bit of damage with the Yasha overall for the Manta. Like, what do you think about the choice between the two in this game?
On the shotgun, it's going to be pretty much the same, even with the Midas, because of the timing it comes in the game. That didn't really delay it any. And as far as going with AA, of course, he can one-shot heroes. I think the main concern for Loda is he's kind of in a position in this game where if he gets caught, he just dies. So, in my book, he has to choose between two builds here. Either exactly the one he went for, where the Lincolns has set him up to split push very nicely and feel more confident overall, and then the shotgun, of course, or he should have gone for the full combat morph build. Manta, and then BKB, because then he can go into the fights and do stuff, but at the moment he's kind of playing like a sniper, so, or not the hero, but, you know, the... I call it that. Yeah, he can one-shot someone, but he can't commit into a fight against this lineup yet. So that means Alliance don't really have anyone who can do that, and that's what's crippling them in the fight so far, is when rox.KIS get the 5-on-5 initiations, Alliance can't really go in. The most ballsy player they can have on Alliance right now, I think, is actually Ake, because he's the guy with the BKB, which arguably counters the entirety of rox.KIS's lineup, apart from Berserker's Call. Mid lane, speaking of which...
So there comes Lifestealer. Surprise, motherfucker! S4 taking a lot of damage, but Axe is going to be the one that ends up falling in that engagement.
Talk about the shotgun.
Blast is gonna boom shakalaka. Ancient Apparition will get the kill for that. And I was gonna ask if somebody was gonna go Dagon in preparation for this AA Blast / shotgun build for Loda, and the answer was yes. And Bulldog is the first to do so. Weirder than last game, because this actually makes a lot of sense in this specific game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
When people go Dagon on Bounty Hunter, because I feel like it plays to his strengths. It's about controlling and bursting heroes rather than dealing consistent damage in many cases. Because, again, Bulldog, he can't commit into this lineup. So what can you do? With a Dagon, he can do his maximal damage from the outskirts of the fight.
Maximal? Okay.
Maximal damage. What? Okay.
Maximal?
That's
a real word?
I don't know.
Maximum?
The archives of time.
Poker is gonna fall.
Dire's top tower is under
Get the
attack.
gush to the face. And actually a TP. Or I should say a blink dagger, but yeah. Go black. Maximal? M-A-X-I-M-A-L?
You actually made me look that up. You're making me doubt myself. You're a bad person.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, does it mean maximum?
Maximum is a value, and maximal is the highest. Full explanation, so never mind that, but it is a word.
Sender and Gallblack's gonna take shotgun directly to the gullet, but Mech will pop. Keep him at half HP at the very least. S4 though. Invis rune, pops Firefly. Don't BZZ, there it is. Do they have a glimpse? Not in range as of yet, but of course the rage is gonna prevent a lot of damage. AA Blast coming in, it's gonna hit 3, I almost said 4. And the Enigma Black Hole's only gonna hit 1 though. BZZ, Flame Break, he's done for. As Yol goes down, Go Black able to blink out in time. So Alliance just, there's so much burst damage overall. Go Black has actually, he's getting chased. Nobody else is here as of yet.
From S4.
NATO. Oh, that's fine. He should be good to go. Full damage here in top lane is Ake.
The sickest overextension.
AA Blast is gonna miss completely. Ravage is gonna follow. Hyper X. Ake number 3 will fall. I'm trying to get all 5 in this game. S4, I'm not sure if I said him yet, but Hyper X number 4, S4. Oh, damn it. Damn it, Syndrin. Damn it, Invoker Pulse as well. I can't believe this fight is still going on though. Sadoy and Gallblack. Mana to speak up, so they'll have to fall back completely, and they do just that.
Alliance going that deep after the fight. It's generally a team who don't go for too many of these plays, but and S4 really confident there. They got to pay for it as well. It was a 2-for-1 exchange. They did get the Invoker at least, so not too bad, and they forced out a Ravage, but well, it's still
9. Like, what is wrong with you? I'm American.
Radiant's top tower is
Wrong
under
with you.
attack.
Yeah.
I feel like my vocabulary, it's not amazing, but it's better than the average person. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Not your average person.
You know, like, it's just, it makes me...
You know a language.
Cinder, it's like I'm talking to a god amongst men, you know?
Somebody that makes you intimidated?
More of a combination of the two, I guess. Invoker picks up Boots of Travel. Speaking of sexuality, Invoker is all things sexual in Dota 2. He's probably the most sexual hero in the game. I mean, look at him.
He's confident?
He is. He's pretentious.
Abraham Lincoln. That was exactly the same
Yes.
on the track in the last game.
So good. Admirable Bulldog, Battle Hunger
Oh,
applied to
Bulldog.
him. It's a level 4 Battle Hunger. He's gonna get away for now. Fine. Roshan, not quite up. It's a Basher to go along with the S and Y drums combination. I'm guessing he's going to go for Abyssal. How much money does he have? He needs 200 more to finish that off, and I assume he's going to do that, but of course he won't have a buyback, so just keep that in mind. Aghanim's complete on EGM.
Item alert.
Oh,
He's going to use it
boy.
immediately as well.
Gib time. Just need a Morphling shotgun, and that's a kill no matter what. But it's not going to hit anybody, so...
The moment he picked that up, he was like, I've got this new toy, and I want all the other kids to see it. So immediately when I get home, I'm going to pack out my toy. He bought the AA, he bought the Ags and used the AA ult immediately. There was like no purpose. There was no initiation going to happen. He just wanted to show them, hey guys, I got an Ags.
But it is.
Oh, you can call it that, I guess.
Dota getting closer and closer to his... Actually, he can probably finish the Scotty right now. BZZ. Pops Rage, not able to get S4 though. Thanks to the Blink / Force Staff combination. Once Morphling gets this Scotty... I guess one more damage item to become disgusting. In the range of disgusting.
It's getting to the point when... You know, it's funny to watch the gold being so even, but I just have the feeling that Alliance are leading by more on gold than the gold shows. As far as experience, they're almost 10,000 ahead, and the game feels like, in terms of gold, bigger lead as well. And again, it's just because of the distribution of the gold. If you look over the heroes, Loda is topping by far, and then you have BZZ and Solo following. But the question is if rox.KIS have the heroes to deal with the Morphling when he starts getting really, really big. I mean, right now he's really big. This is going to get a lot worse, and I don't know if they can keep up. They have a lot of AoE targeting, which was great.
Radiant's top tower has been
Team fight
denied.
they need the single target to bring Loda down, and they don't have anything else in Lifestealer. If he is in the black hole, they lose the fight. I don't think anyone can kill Loda then.
Only time will tell. But of course, like we talked about over and over this series, and it's just the theme for this team. rox.KIS is so unpredictable as far as if they're going to throw or if they're going to cause a throw. They just have throw written all over them one way or another. And they are smoked up at this very moment, looking to pounce on EGM with that newly picked up Aghanim Scepter. And okay, no Calling Blade.
Oh, Godlike didn't even get to them. He was so close, but Lifestealer already killed him.
It's so disappointing when you almost get it off, but it's just not in time. First world problems in Dota 2, I suppose. Roshan's gonna be up any second now. I think he's picking up his Scotty. Yes, he does. It is complete.
Radiant's top tower is
And
under
2,500?
attack.
What do you go for next?
Okey-doke.
Do you go Lincolns? Yeah, second Lincolns actually would be great, but Manta style.
Hit your opponent. Like,
They share cooldowns, right? So you can't like use one on another hero.
that would be...
You
I'd like
just
to
see
see Loda
supports.
getting a second
So
Lincolns
like,
just to be
you'd
like...
see supports pick up 6 Lincolns in a game. That's the new meta. So good.
Opponent's like, wow, this is a close game, and then you're just like, no, it's not, and fuck you, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for Loda now, I would either say a Manta or a BKB. I think either is a good choice. The problem with Manta though is that there's so many things killing those illusions. So I would still,
And then this game.
I think he needs a defensive item too against this lineup because, as I said, he can actually die pretty fast. But if he has BKB, only Lifestealer can control him whatsoever right now. Without that, he can still take damage. At this point, I'm saying when we get even further into the game, then almost no matter what he builds, as long as it's good items, they will need Lifestealer on him. But right now with a BKB, they have no alternative to go on him with Lifestealer. No one else is going to do it.
He's now infested into Goblak's stomach as the Blade Mail Vanguard mechanism. Just
who's that Pokemon?
English.
It's Golbat.
Language Synderen, okay? That's my only excuse.
It's your first one.
No. That's so mean! Goldblack's gonna get seen from Ake. Oh, the call's gonna miss. He's gonna continue to initiate, but oh my god, a shotgun on Goldblack with the initiation on 633. So Dota gets his... Bulldog is the first to die for Alliance. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. S4 not able to go down thanks to the Cold Snap Battle Hunger combination, but look at the Scotty, man. Look at this go. It's just too much damage, too much slow. Triple kill for Loda.
This is pretty much what's bound to happen when they don't control the Enigma, so he gets a black hole off, and the BKB timings from Alliance were perfect. The Ravage didn't touch Aki, and they got a black hole off on Lifestealer plus optional target. It doesn't even matter who he catches, apart from Lifestealer. If he gets the Lifestealer with his BKB activated and X can't blink call him, they have no way of stopping the black hole. After all, he does have 1400 health and 12 armor. They're not getting through that without the Lifestealer.
His replicate to kill Sadoy. He could. He could.
That's an illusion. He's still gonna die though. He's
you sure?
Shattering.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Aghanim Scepter, that's true. Not a replicate? I guess not. I could have sworn I saw the numbers. Anywho.
It expired. They got the kill, so not too big of a deal. Loda now, 6k gold. Okay, what did he buy? He's getting the butterfly. Damn it, you're right.
It just makes the shotgun a double freaking barreled sawed-off shotgun, pretty much. It's insane.
I don't know, I mean, at this point I feel like Loda, this is a good choice. There are other good choices too. He doesn't have to get either of them. If you want your shotgun to be better and some mobility / survivability, you could also be getting the Manta style, but of course the evasion from the butterfly should not be underestimated here, as Lifestealer does not have an MKB in this game, so the evasion is actually really effective health for Loda here. So with that in mind, I like the choice. I actually think it's pretty good now.
Starting to be initiated. Loda, of course, shotgun. Have to worry about losing that first life. Lincoln's is popped though, thanks to the Necronomicon. That's a nice usage actually. But of course the Aegis makes things not matter for Loda whatsoever. S4 is going to initiate onto Solo. Because we're seeing, I'm just going to watch Morphling right-click people to death. He's going to use his Morph ability. Yeah. No Enigma ult whatsoever as a result. But here comes the AA Flash. It's only going to hit one, but the effects will work on Goblak because there's the Ravage and the Culling Blade. And of course, Lifestealer, or I should say Morphling, will be back to fight some more. Buyback from Lifestealer, and he's the last surviving member of rox.KIS. And he will fall. And this in all likelihood will be GG if he does.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The slow is too good. Too good. Solo's here, trying to do some damage to S4, but he will be the last fall. And that is a team wipe, triple kill for Loda. GG, well played. I don't know what the deal is in this tournament, with Alliance losing the first game and winning the next two pretty much every single time. But congratulations to them. This is the last game until the final bracket.
I feel like the cool thing about that last fight was that we got to see what rox.KIS had to do. I feel like it was just too late, and the details weren't there exactly either, but